My name is Idalia, and I debated for Ronald Reagan High School in Milwaukee Public Schools from 2016 to 2020, and currently I am an auto scholar here at Chicago Debates. So, welcome to the weird yet fascinating vortex that is policy debate. It's a life transforming way of knowing more about the world and gives you tools to become a faster and smarter learner. Policy debate is full contact social studies, but at its heart, it's competitive research. Much like chess, there are various moves or arguments, and there are two sides. You also have to be able to play the board from both sides, the affirmative and the negative. But unlike chess, it's a partner activity. In order to get the structure of the game, we start debaters off with an evidence packet. It's like a starter deck. The fastest way to learn the game is to play and make mistakes, so don't worry about getting everything. It'll all click into place after your first tournament. So, first, we're going to start off with the resolution. This year's topic area is economic inequality. The text of the resolution is resolved. The United States federal government should substantially increase fiscal redistribution in the United States by adopting a federal jobs guarantee, expanding Social Security, and or providing a basic income. The resolution is the topic of debate for the season. It lays out the boundaries of the game. One side, the affirmative, argues how they can fix a problem in one or more of the topic areas. The other side, the negative, has to disprove that the affirmative is a good idea. Let's move on to the negative. Similarly, the neg prep can be split between partners. At your first tournament, you will be limited to using case arguments. There are two places to access that. Just like the affirmative, we're going to go to resources.chicagodebates.org and we're going to click the evidence tab. There you'll find all of our files and our evidence for the year. By clicking on any link, you will be going to our Google Drive folder with all of our core files, but right now the links have last year's topic, so it isn't working right now, so I can't show you in this video. So I'll be pulling up the Google Drive folder from a separate tab, but don't worry, everything will be updated on the website right before the season starts. So once you're in our core files Google Drive folder, you're going to click this year's topic, which is economic inequality, going to policy wealth distribution, and then we're going to click on the policy packet, and then we are going to pull out our arguments. So we're going to go to case negatives, pull out the UBI neg, and I'm going to pull out a DA and a K, some off-case arguments. So disadvantages, we're going to use federalism DA. And for the K, we're going to use cap K. With all your files open, the process of getting to know these arguments are similar to the affirmative. 1. Read with intention. 2. Highlight. And 3. Take notes. You and your partner can split up highlighting. A 1NC will plant attacks against each of the affirmative contentions, laying down offense and defense. You can find the off case positions right here and case positions for the negative right here for case. And it is labeled offense and defense. To talk about offense and defense. First, with defense, typically refers to on-case responses, which can be found in the negative section of the UBI core file provided by your program manager, also available on our website and our shared Google Drive. In regards to defense, you can attack all the topics that were presented in the 1AC, such as the advantages, harms, impacts, and solvency. So here we have all of our advantages that we can attack right here, and the uniqueness as well, and this card right here, proving that this solves instead rather than the affirmative plan itself. The defensive argument that we will be using are the cap K and the federalism DA. It's strategic to run as multiple off-case positions as possible to give the negative as many options on how to win the round. So as you can see by the cap K, I will argue that welfare reform that the UBI affirmative is performing still cannot change the capitalist system's unjust distribution of wealth. In the federalism DA,
I will argue that the affirmative undermines the balance of federalism, threatening the balance of power. K's and DA's function in the same way because it is an argument developed first, presented by the negative that the affirmative has to respond to, just like the negative had to respond to the affirmative presented by the 1AC. However, K's and DA's each have their own separate parts. Show you how to create your own neg block using the CapK federalism DA as well as off case positions. I'm going to make sure that I'm including each part of each file that I'm using, whether it be a DA or K or on case positions, and including it in my block. So as you can see right here, 3 parts of the DA, uniqueness, link, and impact means when I'm creating my block with the federalism DA, I'm going to make sure that I address each part. Otherwise, it's not a complete DA, not a complete argument. Open a new sheet of Google Doc. Going to open it in another window. I'm going to put that right here. Now that we have our block, I'm going to first title it 1NC. And first we're going to start off with the federalism DA. So when I'm creating this block, I'm going to make sure that I have addressed uniqueness, a link, and I have an impact. So here's the uniqueness and the link. We're going to copy and paste. And now we just need our impact. Impact right here, upending federalism makes managing the electric grid impossible, which causes extinction. These 2 cards right here function as our impact. And then just like that, we have our 1NC for the federalism DA ready to go. Federalism DA, first we're going to label it that this is federalism DA, as we are adding multiple arguments in this document, so we don't want to get confused. Just going to have that labeled, going to center it. So now that the DA is done, I'm ready to add my next off case position, which is CapK. See, for CapK, I'm going to make sure that I include all parts of the CapK. Similar to DA's, CapK does have 3 parts. First part is the link, and the second part is an impact, and the third part is an alternative, which is what the negative is proposing instead of the plan text. In this case, it's a socialist revolution and class solidarity. So now we're just going to copy and paste the link, impact, and the alternative into our 1NC file that we created over here. Copy and paste. And just like that, we have 2 off-case positions. We have our federalism DA and our CapK. So now we're ready to add on-case arguments. I'm going to go to the negative UBI core file. And we're going to go to the case section. And now we're going to choose which advantages we want to attack and which other pieces of the affirmative that they argued we want to attack. So I want to attack the economy. So I'm going to include these cards about how UBI is actually damaging to the economy. So while I copy and paste that, I'm going to label this on case so I don't get confused. And then I'm going to do another label of economy advantage so I know which advantage I want to respond to. I'm just going to center that, bold, underline. So I want to attack the economy advantage, but I also want to attack the affirmative's automation advantage. So I'm going to go to the automation advantage section and include cards that attack that advantage. just going to copy and paste. Make sure I include the whole card. There we go. Card ends there. And I'm going to add this card as well. Just like that, we have our 1NC ready to go. Now we are prepared to argue against the affirmative with the federalism DA, CAPK, and our on-case positions.
So thank you for making it this far. I know all of this can seem overwhelming, but don't worry. All of this can be hard to navigate as a novice, but don't worry. I once was in your position 6.5 years ago. We all start off somewhere, so just keep practicing and you will get better.